majority of the roles actually have this assignment in the gas operations team. So let's say from engineering side, like from BI, HR, and so on, except for like these certain roles like content management strategies, business development, as well as product owner in engineering. So let's just say like about 90% of our roles that we open are actually like need to be involved in the gas operations side in this case. And here is an example of like the how the task looks like. So candidates either involved in, let's say, the hosting team or perhaps the reservation team most of the time, and handle like high volume or either low volume, and involved in our system called Gaia in this case. So that's a bit of a gist of a little bit of a background of this topic. So as of yesterday, we actually discovered like a few things as well about this arrangement of the trial program. So a little bit of a storytelling. So for the trial program, especially in the past in the guest operations team, we found out that it's actually been not so effective in a way that we use this for the trial program to assess our candidates. So main reason being is that um, there's actually not a lot of things to be tested in the guest operations team, considering that we've been using Gaia, our AI assistant, as well as some of the other process are mostly already like automated. So leaving the candidates only to do like need to do like simple things such as perhaps like generating answers or perhaps editing answers and so on. So the knowledge that the system or like Gaia, the knowledge that Gaia already has is actually pretty much sufficient for it to run on its own. So this is where there's a miss between the Gaia system that we have, as well as testing our candidates in to be involved in Gaia, like as part of their trial program. So that would be the problem statement of this discussion itself. So there are a few questions over here for the topic discussions. And the first thing is on the effectiveness side. So we do know by now that a lot of roles are actually involved in the gas operations during their trials, right? So like what kind of aspects in the gas operations work that are not being evaluated correctly in the current trial program? So considering that everyone here in the URC meeting actually come from like different roles and different backgrounds, I'd like to see like your perspective like in this specific discussion, which is actually perfect for this topic. And in terms of effectiveness, is it actually really effective to evaluate for like non-operation candidates, so let's say for UI UX or perhaps for HR, PR, or any other roles? Is this actually an effective method? And the other topic is actually on process improvements. So how can we modify the program to better assess the competencies needed for the roles itself, as well as let's say what are the assessment tools that we can innovate on, that we can integrate within the trial program. And for the last topic, it's on the outcome side. So how do we measure the success of the trial program in terms of performance as well as retention, as well as there like any noticeable patterns in the performance of let's say employees or interns who have been through the trial program based on the result that they receive from the selection process. So I think that would be the ad inspection feedback engagement. Interesting. Okay, I'll do it at the same time while ini deh. Yeah, Furkan.
Hmm. Yeah, Kak Shalin, I think We can do that while you have instructed the URC
Yeah.
members to fill
Yep.
in the ideas on the sticky notes. Then we can jump into the URC feedback engagement inspection while
Mm.
waiting for
Yeah,
their
sure.
ideas
Yeah,
to be
I
put
was
up.
about to do that as well. So as in to save time as well. Thank you. So this is one of the expectation that Gani didn't set to me yesterday. ah, okay. So I think that will be all for the topic discussion. So I'll give you guys about like 5 minutes up until 9:16 a.m. to actually like bring up topic discussions, or even you guys can like answer the questions directly in this specific Canva board. While at the same time, I'll do a quick recap. Yeah, wait, let me actually see. Quick question for Con. For the BD inspection, right? It's supposed to be Gaya Iris, correct?
That's correct, and Erica will take the floor for it.
Oh, okay. Then I'll move it to Erica for the ED inspection. Yeah. So maybe Erica can give us a little bit of a context on the inspection report for yesterday on Gaya Aris.
Okay, Kak. So, based on yesterday inspection, uh, there is two missing conversation that hasn't been given feedback. It's from Nanda. So I will ask him to record 10 push-ups for this.
Mm.
Back to you, Kak Syah.
Okay, so only from Nanda, yeah. All right. By what time and how many push-ups, and how are you going to enforce that?
Uh, 10 by tomorrow before 11 because he's off at the moment.
Okay, cool. Fair enough. So, please do notify Daya in that case. Thank you, Erica, for the inspection. And let me actually change my share screen as of now, and it should be this. Okay, I believe everyone can see my screen here over here. And there's a couple here. See, I believe in terms of the marketing team, let me actually have a quick check. So on 16, yeah. Okay. Based on what I can see on yesterday's URC inputs, yeah. Okay. I think it's been actually like inspected as of now, but the second layer feedback is not done yet. I believe from Matthew as well as Ganes over here. Like it's been actually like inspected by Nadia. However, the second layer is not yet done. Just to confirm, yeah. Normally in the marketing team, who does the second layer feedback to Gani?
So second layer feedback, it's given for the whoever receive the feedback and measure is it the feedback is good or not, it's helpful or not. So it should be the person who submit the work. So for example, Ricky haven't
Oh, okay.
haven't given second layer feedback because we have set expectation that his work is submitted at late. So he will give it the second layer feedback the next day. But here, as you can see, on the bottom, you can see
Mm-mm.
Matthew and Ganesh.
Matthew and Ganes, yeah.
Uh, Matthew, two push up, Ganesh, two push up, for not giving secondary feedback.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Gani. So I believe we got Matthew here. So Matthew, you can do your two push-ups over here right now. And for Ganesh, I'll help Gani accountable yeah, since he's not here right now. So please do note that Ganesh ada utang two push-ups. All right. So well noted. And okay, that will be from the marketing side. And if we go to PR side, there's wait, it's actually well inspected. See, so with the first layer and the second layer already done for the feedback wise for yesterday, and HR side. as well. Yeah. Okay, first layer is done and second layer is done. So just need to take note of that. All right. It's already 9:16, so let's go back to the Canva board. Let me change my window. Okay, so there's a couple of things, yeah, over here. Okay, so let's go to the first one first on the effectiveness side. Okay, there's a couple of questions, yeah, but I'd like to know from the trial candidate's perspective. So I would like to ask Konang first. So currently, like considering that you're part of the like trial program right now, perhaps any thoughts about the effectiveness of the trial program so far? Considering yesterday you just did the gas operations task in this case.
Yes, I actually have given my answer here, but I don't know which section this should be. It's the middle part. I place it here. Yes.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know which section I should put this in, but I handled the BVGO app through Beaker, answering the property owners and connecting it through Zcash. A lot of things such as for example, someone broke the tissue box and I need to ask as manager to handle it. And I don't know, I don't feel like I need to throw it directly to the case manager. Uh, I think we should have been handled it first, such as asking for explanation to the case. Are you really broke this tissue box or something like that? But my instruction is just to give this case to the case manager. So at least something, we could do something about it first before just throwing it. Then for the effectiveness, so I've been in a lot of intern program selection, and giving candidate trials is very interesting for me since it's really what you call it testing our skills for a company. So the company called uh, okay, I'm really confused. So the company could see our skills and our priorities first before doing anything else. I believe there is no interview part for the Bukit Vista intern candidates,
Mm-hmm.
and just go to the trial program first. So it's really interesting. But I cannot say how effective it is yet because I don't know about uh, how other candidate feels about it and how can I compare it to other maybe companies that do in that program too. I think that's all for me. Uh, uh,
All right, cool. Thank you, Konang, for sharing your perspective over here. So the last part is actually pretty interesting, yeah, the one that you mentioned that you cannot compare it as of now, yeah. Okay. Let me actually throw similar question to Joseph, which is also like a trial candidate over here. So far from what you have experienced in your day one yesterday in the gas operations team, um, do you think it's uh, helpful in some ways for your role as a UI UX designer candidate?
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Shane. So the first time I in the day one is really bad. I'm so many doubt and because that's not my field. So this is my first time I handle the customers to give like the response or yeah like that like customer service or something else. So that's it. Make me confused about my job test at the first day, but yeah, the other skill I got is I can be more like more confidence to the other people and like uh It's can be it's make me more like like from introvert people to the extrovert people. So yeah, that's still makes me to learn to more way expressive to the other people. So and critical thinking, I think that's it.
Mm, okay, I see. Thank you for your perspective, Joseph. So I think we have heard like um the how the trial candidates see the trial program itself so far. They may still be like, let's say, lacking in terms of context because it's just their like day two of the trials. But let me actually ask those who have been through the trial program. So let's say uh Dea in this case. So I believe Dea has been through the trial program a few days or like few weeks ago. So maybe any input in terms of the effectiveness side from your side.
I believe I already joined a trial program like a weeks ago, and I think the trial program is effective enough rather than we interviewing people, because interview is just like we make our best answer, not our best output to the company. But when doing trial program, I want to answer the question that yes, it is effective, but it could be more like a transparent from our side and the Bukit Vista side. It's just like a what aspect need to be evaluated. Okay, at the first day we should give a response rate late like 30 minutes. Okay, but we don't know how many messages we should answer, or what this aspect is important to us. Like, yeah, I'm working at PR, so um, maybe answering guest question and hosting is important to me to know the public better. But in UX or any other role, what's the urge to including them to the hosting at the first day like that? So maybe we might be clueless, or we might be am I going to do this role later? I'm in engineering, like do I have to know this too, or it just like make us feel like confused about what we are going to do at the Bukit Vista first. So maybe giving them context, giving them why you should doing this is the best improve for trial program.
Okay. Interesting input, yeah. So there are some work that I have no certain targets, yeah. So let's say uh the basis of evaluation may not be that clear enough. So like because there's no like targets and stuff. Okay, interesting. Okay, thank you, Dea. And let me actually see. There are actually
Oh,
like
Kevin,
several. Yes, sir.
let me grab you real quick, all right?
Mhm.
Dale, well said, well put. Dale, what are the three attributes that your trial administrators told you that they are looking for in all new candidates?
Can you repeat it, sir?
So, what are the three attributes that your trial administrators told you that they're looking for in all new candidates?
The three aspects. Uh, I I'm sorry, but I forget
Okay,
about that.
all right.
But
Shailin, show me if there's been any communication to Dia about the three attributes we're looking for, because that's the fundamental reason why we have trials. And if they don't know, then that's either a communication issue or that's not listening issue. I need to figure out which one it is. Okay, Shailin?
Okay, wait. There should
Okay.
be a video of you like wait, it's
Okay.
on the
You don't need to do it now, but just send me either you for Con. For Con, you're probably here too as well. You can send it to me. And let me see if it's not being communicated or if it's just not being understood. Yeah. But thank you, Daya, for your very open feedback. It was very enlightening to see that somehow there could be better communication here in getting trial candidates to understand why they're here. Okay. Back over to you, Shem.
All right, cool. Thank you, sir. Later on, I will send you the like details later on. And okay, in terms of effectiveness in general, it's actually like pretty much like summed up by our like trial candidates or even those who have already passed. But I see that there's actually an interesting uh part, yeah, that over here actually from Nadia in this case. So Nadia actually highlights more in the understanding part, yeah, like how do you connect this with the effectiveness of the trial program?
Oh, okay. So actually, I have a bit like opposite opinion compared to Dea. I actually quite agree with the operation, like being part of the operation, because it's like especially in the UI UX, if you don't understand your users, if you never know how the operation people works, your fellow employee works, it will be hard to make like an improvement out of it.
Not
So
because they are easy, but because they are hard.
oh yeah, and also it's like how can you, let's say, like propose something for improvement if you don't know about it, if you never involved with it. So yeah, it's like you want to propose for like let's say a crypto or like a trading website when you never even do trading. So yeah.
Okay, from a user perspective, yeah, understanding the user. Mantap. Okay, so we got the perspective from the user side as well. And wait, let me see. There's one more like interesting things as well. But I think overall, like understanding like context, yeah, like it's actually pretty similar, yeah, from what I can see, like from your answers over here in terms of the effectiveness would actually relate back to the understanding, like what Hafid's mentioned here as well as Nadia. Yeah. So, okay, that will be the first part of the discussion on the effectiveness. So let's move on into the process improvement side in this case. So, okay, interestingly, let me actually go to Utami over here. So, okay, evaluate tasks more carefully and as well as give more material or tools which will be used in the internship program. Okay, so but with your answer over here, meaning that let's say during your trials, the materials or the tools or let's say the task is not actually well curated at some point, or maybe like any
Because
other thoughts on this? Yeah.
uh, in my experience, I feel like the trial program give the feedback of me like I'm well, but in the bridging contract, I just feel like my performance is going down because when the trial program, uh, I know my feedback uh, still pretty much, but uh, they kind of give me like some ujian, but in my bridging contract, I just feel like my performance is going down and what I say, like I cannot uh, fill my expectation. Do you understand that?
So basically, in terms of let's say giving evaluation, but also appreciation, right? At the same time. So let's say not just let's say like critics, but also like highlight the positive side, like let's say of the trial work done, like that, right?
Yes, and in the bridging contract, it's like my performance is going down, and I think uh, it just lower my expectation.
Okay, I see. So, okay, some parts of the task, or let's say the evaluation of the supervisors, yeah, affecting the candidates, let's say, Perhaps it could be in terms of confidence level or even motivation, yeah, in this case. But okay, I see. But from your experience now, um, about the feedback and materials, is there like any specific, let's say, materials or tools that you mentioned over here that should have been, let's say, given access to interns like during their trials or to the candidates?
I think um, it's like the CEO. I haven't, I haven't um, studied about it in a prior program. So yesterday I just confused uh, using the CEO,
Mm.
the WordPress.
Oh, WordPress. Okay.
So,
Okay, cool. So the basic access you need, yeah, for your work. Okay, cool. Thanks for the context, yeah, Utami. And okay, from what I see over here, also in terms of the process improvements, there's this one input from Erica. So maybe Erica, can you give us a little bit more context? So this is more into like BD kind of trials, correct?
In general, I think as mentioned by you and Mas Gani as well in the previous question, that this trial program is actually for the trial to understand the product well, right? So after they understand the product, I think we can give them a task since the beginning that this trial program, the goals of this program, of them joining this program is for them to identify any issue or improvement from their position or from their perspective, let's say from engineer, on what needs to be improved in the gas squad in the process of our service. So as especially because new people, it's easier for them to see any room of improvement. So I think this is a good opportunity for them. So in the process of the trial program, we can give them 1 or 2 days in understanding the user, understanding the process, and then in the fourth day, in the last day, they can present what is the room of improvement they find, and then what can be improved, and what can we do next to make the process much better.
Okay, so in general, yeah, and it's actually pretty similar to Rayhan's point over here, yeah, like combining the task as well as the correlation to their application. Okay, so maybe to Rayhan, because considering that both yours and Erica's point over here is actually kind of overlapping, do you have things to add on, like from your side?
Okay, maybe little details, Kak Selin.
Okay.
Maybe if the sim is maybe the trial candidate go to a guest op in the first day, so on the second day it should be a coordination between the guest ops and also on the, let's say, marketing. So the marketing itself will the marketing leader and the marketing will be giving the trial candidate with this task, Kashalin, to reporting, to evaluate, and also give some improvement ideas about our UX maybe, or something of that related to the marketing side. But that's all, Kashalin.
Mm, okay, all right, I see. Okay, thank you, Ryan, for your input. And to Della, I don't see your notes yet. Any thoughts so far about this like process improvements part of the trial program?
I put the notes. I think that's automatically have my name, but apparently not. So for me, I think this is a long time after my trials. Yeah, there's a lot of improvement and differences. But for the effectiveness, for me, I saw also the perspective is from the SLA. Like some of the trials candidates said before, like uh, the SLA is too general. Actually, it's from me because it's about response rate and SPI, but do they measure the quality of work as well? Do they actually linked the task to each of their role so that they understand why they're doing the trials on GitHub? So that is also important because response rate, we could maintain the response rate, right, and input the SPI, but is that is the quality is good enough or not? Then if not, what for? That's for me. And for the process of improvement, several times I do assess the trial candidates for day 1 and 2. Um, the point is that is there any clear indicator for the scoring criteria and the weight of each indicator? Because sometimes when we do like the assessment for the trial, it's just based on what happened on that day, and that keeps changing. Like there's no fixed indicator to actually assess their trials process, right? Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, so scoring indicator, yeah, right. Okay. I would second to that, considering that normally when we do like, especially in the guest operations sector, where things are actually like pretty dynamic, so there, we could have like a lot of, let's say, inquiries. We could have less than usual, like in terms of the numbers and stuff. So it might be, yeah, there's no certain, let's say, target. Like, for example, we will reply like you need to do 20, right? Like they said just now. But for, let's say, hosting or reservation, there is no certain things. Like, let's say we only have like response rate, right? As you like mentioned over there, but not exactly. Let's say the number of responses to be answered, to be replied, or even like any percentages and stuff. So that part, apa, that's actually missing. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Della. And yeah, I've put your name there so that it's clear to everyone on your like inputs. And I think in terms of process improvements, we actually like got an overview that it's more into the how we can connect back, yeah, like going back to what Nadia mentioned about the understanding the user and how we can actually connect them back to the position that our candidates applied for. And okay, the last bit, and we got a couple of minutes as well for this. It's on the outcome side, yeah. So let's say from the success of the trial program, success or failure of the trial program, or even let's say any patterns of the performance for the based on the trial results in this case. And ini nggak ada certain person ya over here. But interestingly, Rayhan mentioned this baseline, yeah, this three things as the baseline. So maybe to Rayhan, like how, from your perspective, how do you connect back this baseline into the outcome analysis itself?
Okay, Kak Shalin, maybe from my experience, Kak Shalin, I did experience for day of trials, and I think there is no one, no single one, there is no single one task or assignment that I correctly did and completely did actually. In the for the all of the tasks. So I think the baseline is it's a kind of hidden message. I think that's kind of hidden message that everybody not really really discover about these three hidden message. So I think the baseline itself should be either remind to the trial candidates, or it can be correctly translated to our task. So I think uh, if the question is how do we measure the success, so we can go back to the baseline. Is the trial participant is biased to action, is the participant is self-learning, is the participant good mindset. So I think that's all. Maybe the quantity or the quality itself will be follow this baseline. I think that's all.
Okay, going back to the requirements, yeah. So this, but this was what Jing mentioned just now when he asked Dea, yeah. And I believe Dea has already like replied on the Discord chat, so I think yeah, everyone is aware about this as well. So this was actually like brought up on the Google Classroom or previously Moodle on the pre-trial course on basically the attributes or the requirements that we are looking for in our candidates. And I think what Rehan said is actually correct. So these are the three things candidates or even employees and interns need to have to be in Bukit Vista in general. So that's yeah, basically like going back to this cycle again. Like let's say if we were to let's say measure the success or even the failures, we can actually like go back to where we start from in this case. So
Selin,
yeah, Kenny.
thank you, Selin. I like to double down what Rehan just said. So, you mentioned about the baseline that it is a hidden message. So it's actually a measure that you understand how we run the trial process, right? So, uh, we explained it the those three baseline in the beginning, and then to skip the real task. If you understand what is the meaning of the baseline by executing the task, so that means that you will understand. And I also give the example of how we measure of the three baseline. If the who is this? If Celine able to move the screen to the left, I saw very good feedback from Matthew and Joseph. It's it's a good indication for myself. So Matthew mentioning about the response time via bigger and Airbnb is about 20 minutes and 30 minutes. So in that case, we measure the bias to action, right? We we correlating the response time and how to measure it, or we measure the bias to action. How quickly, how fast you responding to the issue, to the problem. So that's the bias to action aspect, right? And below that, the Joseph, thank you very much for your uh, honest feedback, right? You feel that it is unclear, it is not organized, and you doesn't have what's called a basic understanding, for example, extending, cancellation. Well, you're correct on that one. I experience it myself when I'm doing BBW. Like there is no written how to do this, how to do that. But this also could be an aspect for you. How do we measure the growth mindset? So every problem that you facing, it's actually like as Rehan said, is a hidden message. So the time is correlated to bias to action. If you don't understand about the guideline, how to do that, how to do this, so we testing out your growth mindset. Are you able to shifting your mindset from the previous on the what the college that you usually doing tasks from the teacher, you're doing tasks very clear about the like on ujian on the exam, you're doing the tasks based on the very strict apa ya, peraturan. But now in the real life, how do you understand the user and how to shifting your mind and then like growing, right? Growing and then try to understand each other. So well, this is good understanding from you, Joseph, and good feedback as well for the trial process. So that's my point. Back to Sally.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Gani, for highlighting Joseph as well as Matthew answer, as well as connecting back to the requirements, yeah, for the trial. program or even the track candidates in general. And okay, I think we are actually on time, yeah. It's 9:45 already. So I'll give back the floor to the I guess to Furqan with your notes, I think.
Okay, thank you very much, Kak Shalin. Oh, sorry, I was off cam earlier. I didn't notice. So, um, I just would like to highlight several aspects from this meeting flow or URC discussion flow. If you could zoom in a little bit on my sticky notes, Kashalin. Okay. The first point has been done. So all good on that side. But yeah, I was just worried that you might forgot about the URC feedback engagement. So yeah, now that's covered. So all good. And connecting or relating to the first point, let's jump directly into the third point. I think when serving the feedback engagement inspection would be better if the the upper managers, decide the punishment themselves. You can make the accountable first, and then can delegate the punishment to the others. So I think it will make the authorization and also power for the to take decision instead of us. And but I think that's also been implemented earlier as well, so that's all good. The and then the second point about the topic of the URC, I think the topic of the URC is very very strategical. Um, and that's good. But I think we need to divide the space better or construct the meeting better. So as I look at the questions that you put out in every sub discussions there, basically it's more about the and strategy side. That's good. That's good. But let's fine tune and give some space for our newly members to also set the question for our new members to also can give the idea. So yeah, that's my point, which actually you already implemented it, but without any the specific construct about placing their ideas into one side. So yeah, that's my feedback. But overall, the way that you deliver and the way that you cross reference leading discussion, I think today is okay. So thank you very much, Kashalin, for leading the discussion. This is my feedback. It goes back to you.
All right, thank you, Furkan, for your feedback and observation as well based on the discussions. Yeah, I think, or to Gani or to Mr. Jin, do you guys have anything to add on before we break up?
I believe Mr. Singh put a lot of things on the whiteboard, so
Okay. Excellent discussion, very top level. Most of the key points have been detected and spoken about by the senior leaders. And I'm also very, very impressed that very new people here are giving very, very candid feedback about their experience. That is excellent. That's highly transparent. So please give a round of applause to all of yourselves. All right. I think you guys are doing really, really good. Right? All right. Before we begin, and this is to the new people, okay, let me show you a little picture, okay? This is an important part before we start any mentorship process, okay? So for those of you who are here and a little bit confused about what's going on, that's okay. I think Gani and also Rehan spoke, there's a bit of a hidden process, okay? So let's make a sacred pact. I will agree to teach you, and you will agree to learn. All right. Matthew, can you do that for me?
Excuse me, sir. Can you please repeat for me to doing
I
what
will
again?
agree to teach you, but you will agree to learn, and you will listen carefully to what I'm about to say. Can you do
Okay.
that for me? Okay. All right. What about
Thank you.
Konam? Konam, can you do that for me?
I believe I could, sir.
Okay, good. And Joseph, can you do that for me?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay. Utami, can you do that for me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Let me illustrate. And Dea too. Can you do that for me? I'll agree to teach you, but you need to agree to learn.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. All right. For all the senior leaders here, you need to get commitment from people you're working with that they have accepted you as a teacher. If they haven't, then you are just talking at nobody really. Okay. You need to set that relationship first. Okay. My main job here is to talk about this idea over and over and over again. That's it. That's really the work of a CEO. So everything we are experiencing every day is really to support this particular purpose, to inspire delight through hospitality and innovations that positively transform guest partners and employees. That's it. The experience that everybody goes through on their process of joining this particular mission is determined if you are suitable for this particular mission. Are you going to be a person that wants to inspire delight? Not through serving drinks or folding beds or whatever, that's important too, but through innovation and hospitality. Are you going to innovate and just say, oh, because I made a new invention, that's good enough? Are you actually going to measure and ask yourself, did I actually change anybody's lives? Did I actually positively transform the life of a guest? Did I positively transform the life of a partner? Did I transform the lives of people around me who are my colleagues? Okay. That's the main reason why we have a company, and that's the main reason why we get up and do our jobs every day. Now, this, as new people here, you're joining a proud heritage, a tradition, a group of people who have come hundreds before you, and they've innovated and developed amazing things. Things like the tool you're using right now. Somebody at Bukit Vista decided that this was the best way to do remote work. Somebody decided your program was the best way to actually think about how to create a program to test for candidates that were a good fit for our mission. Okay? So everything you see has been invented by somebody that came before you. But that doesn't mean it's perfect yet. That doesn't mean it's reached its end state. And that's why we have feedback. And that's why it's so important to hear your feedback about what we are doing, because everything can be improved. If you're curious, which I hope you are, because that's a very important quality of innovation. If you're curious, go on the homepage of Bukit Vista and look at some of the achievements that people who have come before you have made. There's been a lot. Okay. Now, Utami said something that struck me very, very interestingly. She said that during her trial process, she felt like there was a lot of failure. Everything was so hard. She wasn't successful in anything, right? Okay, that process is very normal. That process is entirely normal. This is what we call the Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect is this. When you are a new person in any particular field, in a sport, in an industry, in a profession, you're probably going to very quickly think you're really good at something. Oh, UI UX wasn't that hard. It's just about making pretty pictures. I just need to make like some graphics and I'm on my way, right? And then that's when you're at the peak of Mount Stupid. That's when you actually, you have the least amount of experience, least amount of competency, and the highest amount of confidence. What we try to do during trials is to bring you back down to here as quickly as possible. We try to show you that UI UX or whatever you're doing really relates to improving a guest situation, right? Because remember, back to the mission. Are you positively transforming a guest? Are you positively transforming a partner? And if you don't even know, or you can't experience it, or you don't even know if your work is actually working, then you're nowhere close to being on mission, okay? So the whole point of trials is to bring people through this period, to bring you from this particular point down to this point. That's the idea. If you feel like, wow, I don't know anything, then perhaps, just like in the very beginning, you are ready to be a student. You're ready to learn now. You're ready to accept that there is something here that you can benefit from. And you are on your own way to positively transform as an employee. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Okay? This is a very common thing, Utami. We've seen it hundreds of times, especially with people coming directly from school. Okay? So this is why we have this particular process. Ryan, Gani, very good. I'm very, very happy that you guys noticed this. These are the three things we believe are essential, Dea, for figuring out if you can innovate. Figuring out, do you care about actually hospitality? Do you want to positively transform people? If you have these three things, then you probably are ready to be trained. You're probably ready to accept knowledge, information, mentorship. If you don't have these things, no matter how much training we put into you, probably will never do anything of consequence. So that means you belong in a different company, in a different organization, or a different place. Bukit Vista is probably not the right place for you. Okay? And there's a lot of good places out there. You could get a job at Tokopedia, Shopee, whatever, but just not Bukit Vista. Okay? All right. So here's one thing I want to actually emphasize. This is a very exciting, but it's also a very scary time. And you guys who are new here are part of a brand new thing that's happening. And if you didn't know, it's the AI revolution. Okay, so what does that look like? Well, I think the AI revolution kind of looks like this, guys, right? It kind of should feel like maybe, let's see if I got a good photo of it representing it somewhere. I do not. So I'm just going to have to open it here. All right. Let's say you come from a traditional culture. Let's say you harvest rice. You're in agriculture. And let's say all of a sudden you're at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution and people are using machines now to grow, to harvest, to plant rice. Does it still make sense for you to go and harvest rice and plant rice by hand? Well, you can, but your value and your labor value goes kind of down really quickly. The better thing is to learn how to use the machine. How does this machine work? How can I study engineering? How can I understand how to fix the machine if it's broken? How can I serve the machine so I can be a more effective rice farmer? That's the problem that we have right now, Shaman. That's the problem that we have right now for Khan. You guys could be maybe excited or scared that you are in like as significant an event as an industrial revolution. You're part of an AI revolution now. So it goes back to understanding again. Why are we having this problem? All right, this is the not so good news, okay? This is just me being a teacher, trying to impart whatever I know to share with everyone else here. The real problem here is a lack of vision and a lack of understanding. Lack of vision, lack of understanding. Understanding. If we already have a machine, an AI, that can answer questions and do guest engagements really quickly, is there really a need to ask humans to do it anymore? Or should humans have a different job? It's like that rice harvesting machine I just showed you guys. If we have a machine that does that and picks the rice for you and plants the rice for you, does it make sense for you to then go and plant rice by hand and then get feedback on, hey, this is how you plant by hand? Or does it make more sense to just drive the machine, fix it when it's broken, and think about how to improve that machine's performance? Okay? Maybe that's the new kind of trial work that we need to ask is relevant after an AI revolution. Okay? So that's understanding. The second thing is a lack of vision. Vision means, does anybody here have the curiosity, the courage, and also the understanding to explore new types of work that we can do now that we have a machine to harvest the rice? Now that we have a machine to harvest the rice, we've gained back so many hours of bending over in the paddy, in the hot sun, in the steam. Now we can use that to create art. Maybe we can create a society like Jogja or Bali and build temples and create art and do go, right? Because that's what the machine has allowed us to do. It's allowed us to free our time up for new purposes, for new things. Okay? I haven't seen that actually yet in the trial process. I haven't seen us challenge, let's say, new people. Now that we've covered this, what would you like to add? Would you like to add a web page? Would you like to add an event? Would you like to add whatever? What sort of creativity can you add to enhance a guest experience? What sort of creativity could you add to enhance a partner experience? Now, before we are creative, we need to understand our users, right? And that's why we try to get as much experience from the candidates in front of users as possible so that they actually build something that people want to have. Okay? As Nadia mentioned just before, too. All right. But that's a critical problem that we're having. And it's okay. I'm happy to have this problem. I'm not demeaning you guys. It's not like insulting anybody. I feel happy because I think we're the first people in Indonesia to have this problem. I think we are really some of the first people to actually have to think seriously about, what kind of work does a person now do when there's AI covering some of the other types of work, okay? What I think it is, and we talk about this a lot in leadership, there's a leadership stack, and it starts with execution. After execution is supervision. After that is knowledge management. After that is strategy. And after that is upper management. And finally, it's visionary. what I think AI has allowed us to do is you can begin people probably at knowledge management and strategy now. What types of new knowledge would you like to share so that the AI knows something that you know? What types of new things do you see is a more efficient way to get things done? What type of visions do you have of things that have not been created yet but should exist because they would be amazing? What can we do with people so that we can get more utility and output from our teams? Okay. These now can be the new questions that we ask when we have new people coming into trials. And if they want to be challenged, then maybe this is the correct kind of challenges for them. All right. Okay. Hopefully, I've brought everybody through a clear explanation of the past, the present, and also the future, where we're going to go. Okay. And hopefully, I've done my job as a teacher. Now, for you guys, as new people here, hopefully this makes more understanding. But also, as importantly, if you are administering trials, if you're supervising new candidates here, this is part of your understanding of how to positively transform people. You should also know the purpose of why you're here, why the purpose that we're all here, and reiterate that so that it becomes so boring to listen to, but everyone understands why they're here. Okay. All right, that's it. I'll conclude that. All right, back over to Furkan or Gani or Shaylin. Shaylin goes back to Shaylin.
Okay, thank you, sir. And all right, I think it's time for us to break out there, guys. So I believe the marketing team as well as the UI UX team can break out into marketing. And for PR, can normally where does PR go? Can go to employees
Nusa
one.
Dua.
Oh, Nusa Dua. All right, thank you. And for BD team can also break out directly. Yeah, mantap. Okay, thank you guys.
Okay,
Semangat.
thank you for today.
Oke, halo halo.
Eh, yang UI UX langsung berikut sama aku ke kamu ada menyampaikan sesuatu gak nih?
Sebentar ya. 5 menit 5 menit dulu ya. Bentar. Oke, morning, hello everyone. So thank you especially for trials for new members for giving honest feedback ya. Pertama-tama aku mau ngucapin ini, terima kasih dulu. Thank you Utami sudah mau share your honest feeling. Oke, on the trial kamu rasanya gimana? Terus sekarang waktu bridging motor rasanya gimana? Thank you Matthew for giving honest feedback juga. Tadi respon time segala macam. Terus Conan juga tadi bagus. Kamu bisa ekspresif, kamu bisa ngasih tahu dari point of view-mu. Sama Joseph juga honest memberikan feedback. Itu menurutku feedbacknya Joseph itu cukup konstruktif dan ya aku sadar Joseph benar. Bahwasanya masih banyak yang berantakan gitu ya. Nah, tadi aku mau merespon punya Utami dulu. Utami, sekali lagi thank you sudah jujur, sudah honest kepada kita. You feeling your performance is down, okay? But it's actually ini internetku nge-freeze atau nggak jadi. But actually this is also part of my fault, Utami. Jadi it should be a leader that give you a knowledge material first before you handling the real case, before you handling the real task. So it is supposed to be part of my responsibility to give everyone same knowledge. So we able to accelerate faster. So it's okay, Utami, nggak apa-apa, nggak usah apa namanya. Kita masih mengapresiasi usahamu, kita masih apresiasi kamu masih mau belajar. Apa namanya? Untuk hari ini berarti catatan buat Rehan juga. Setengah hari ini pagi sampai siang ini kita kasih material, kita kasih pembelajaran material sebanyak-banyaknya ke Utami supaya nanti dari siang ke sore bisa menyerap ilmunya dan bisa lanjut ke tugas-tugas berikutnya gitu ya. So it's okay Utami. It is also my part as well. Terus apa lagi? Terus aku mau apa lagi? Terus Nadia sudah siap delegasinya buat Konang sama Joseph? Sudah ready? Oke, sama Matthew juga berarti. Tapi Matthew eksekusi. Tapi kalau Joseph sama Konang masih trial, gitu ya. Oke, oke kalau gitu good luck for today, Joseph sama Konang. Kalian berarti berempat ya,
Iya,
Joseph.
bisa ke bawah ya, ke product design. Matthew, Konang, sama Joseph. Kita bahas buat hari ini. Thank you Gani, thank you semuanya.
Thank
Thank
you
you, Kak.
Nadia. Ya, hati-hati sama Nadia tuh kadang. Oke, oke, oke. Ya, Rehan, tadi ya kasih kita belajar dulu ya. Kita mungkin spare waktu untuk apa namanya belajar dulu, ngerem dulu lah istilahnya kan kita dari kemarin gas terus. Nah, coba ada kalanya kita ngerem sebentar, evaluasi sebentar. Kayaknya aku pernah ngasih kamu akses ke klik minded, ke masterclass, ke apa-apa gitu lewat Slack kalau nggak salah. Walau.
Nggak jadi ngasih sampean. Waktu itu sampean nyuruh aku minta ke Pak Jing. Nah, Pak Jing aku
Sorry.
chat cuman emot yang nyebul itu loh, Mas. Tapi nggak kasih password.
Ya, oke, oke, kita fokus di situ dulu kalau gitu ya.
Iya.
Ya, kali ini kita fokus belajar. Terus, ya, oke. Kalau habis berarti gimana hari ini? Sudah ada plan untuk hari ini?
Aku udah ada.
Apa itu?
Satu, pertama aku update MSM dulu.
Oke.
Jelas. Karena ads sudah berakhir, terus mau lihat performance-nya si listing yang kemarin udah ditambahin listing merchandising, apakah nambah view-nya atau apa gitu ya. Udah beberapa hari kan. Terus aku selanjutnya memulai eksekusiku untuk listing inspection yang kemarin, strategi yang udah dibuat. Jadi itu udah harus aku mulai hari ini dan bisa aku siapkan untuk delegasinya, terus sama beberapa konten request saja di situ.
Oke, Matet. Aku coba lihat siang ini ya, tapi ya update-nya ya. Ya, sebelum jam makan siang sudah ada ininya belum? Update-nya belum?
Yang apa?
Yang FSM sama akurasi.
Insya Allah ya.
Keren.
Insya Allah.
Keren
Ya.
akurasi menurutku ya. Oke.
Tak usahakan nanti untuk apa? Inspeksinya dapatlah satu properti mungkin, terus sama MSM udah update gitu.
Oke. Ya, gitu dulu. Tak ke toilet dulu saya sebentar. Dulu. Istirahat dulu lah. Ambil minum dulu ya. Rehan, kami habis ya.
Sarapan tuh guys, jangan lupa sumpah sarapan tuh.
Yang sarapan terus aku.
Aku belum Aduh.
Iya.